little nervous. And they ended up emailing me and we set up for Jordan's Way again. We're super excited to have them back. It's going to be on February 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our live Facebook event, where I'm still working on all the details, but of course there'll be pies thrown in my face and all that fun stuff. I'm super excited. So this is just the agreement letter that we usually present to you for Jordan's Way, because we're going to be partnering with SCARS, mainly for the fact that they have a PayPal account and there's money that has to go back to Jordan's Way. So we figured it was a lot easier to have SCARS do that portion and then just cut us the check difference. We're going to do the same amount that we did last time, where the rest of the proceeds, they'll get their deposit back. They'll get their SCARS will get 30% and 70% will come back to the shelter. So we're hoping we can make it a big live event. For some reason, Chris put the limit at $15,000. I'm hoping to beat that, because as of right now, we're already at 300. So, and we haven't even started. So I'm super, super excited. And I also want to take the time to invite all of you to be there. If you don't want to get dirty, by all means, I'm sure Chris will let you throw a pie in my face for you. So I will stand for any questions or concerns or comments.
Comments, questions? I just noticed that this says a minimum of 25 to 30 volunteers.
That's what they usually do ask for. We average in the past, I think our first time we started off with 10 and ended up with 15 in the shelter. Last year we had throughout the day, I think we ended up with 35. The mayor showed up, the police department showed up half the time. We locked everybody in dog kennels. So it's not a full requirement, but it is something that the more volunteers that we do have present, it is something that we do raise more money. Before you ask any other questions, I also want to let you know that I have contacted the county clerk's office. I'm waiting to hear back from them, but I have heard back from Williamsburg and Elephant View. I will be going to their commission meetings as well to not only advertise because they use the shelter and see if we can get more people involved that way as well, which we've never done in the past before. So we're really excited for that.
Is there an age limit on volunteers for that day?
Nope. As long as they have a cell phone and can send some text messages to help raise money, that's all they need.
I'll bring my kids.
Perfect.
Just for you, Tara, this is a wonderful high energy event.
Yes.
It's really great. It's live.
The mayor called me from a kennel.
Get me out of jail.
Get me out of here.
I have pictures of that.
It's great. It's your third year, isn't it? So
they first came, and then last time Chris heard saw the name coming up and he was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my husband." He goes, "Cool, here's a donation from him." And he just threw a pie in my face. And then next time he just screamed my name. He's like, "Donation from your husband." And pie back in my face. So my husband likes it because he's not the bad guy. He's donating, but he gets his anger out taking a pie in my face.
thank you. Any further discussion? Having none, I'll entertain a motion.
I would like to approve the agreement letter between the animal shelter and SCARS for Jordan's Way event.
Sports, I have a motion in a second.
Honorable Inga Hopner.
Aye.
Honorable Amanda Forster.
Aye.
Honorable Ralph Hessler.
Aye.
Honorable Dusty Mitchell.
Aye.
Honorable Chaz Glenn.
Aye.
you.
Thank you. Dara. Item 3, discussion action, contract agreement amendment proposal with Wilkin and Company shovel ready project. Ms. Alvarez?
Dear Mayor Pro Tem Commissioner, City Manager Whitehead touched on this earlier. We have the shovel ready project that's out there. When we initially did that contract, we didn't include the initial contract with Wilson and Company didn't account for construction oversight at streets that they're actually working on right now, Silver 8 area. So because we added those in from the Wispy 1 project, we need to account for additional contract oversight. We predict about 4 months of additional construction services out there to add those additional And so then we have the contract amendment here for 203,345 to add the additional time out there. With that, I'll remember if you have anything to add.
Well, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the commission, again, under WISP 1, the street that they're on is Manager Alvarez said from 8th Street all the way down was part of WISP 1 originally. They've moved it into shovel ready. And this is going to extend the contract from 10 months to 14 months of overview. So they're asking for additional time for project management, project oversight. Reviewed the contract. Everything seems to be in order. It's consistent with the normal charges with that project.
Yeah, you gave a good explanation earlier too, so that really helped me out anyway. So with that, do we have any further discussion?
No, sir.
Good. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the contract agreement amendment proposal for the shovel ready project.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Torres.
Honorable Chaz Green.
Aye.
Honorable Ingo Hopner.
Aye.
Honorable Amanda Forsberg.
Aye.
Honorable Rob Heschler.
Aye.
Honorable Destiny Mitchell.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Move on to item E4, discussion action, New Mexico Capital Outlay Grant Agreement, A24-15393, Aging and Long-Term Services Department. Ms. Alvarez?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners. Our SJOA was lucky enough to be recipient of another grant through Aging and Long Term. This one will be for $88,000 and it'll be to purchase and equip vehicles. Their plan is to get a heavy duty ADA accessible vehicle with these funds. As you know, there's no match, there's no cost to the city. We're just the fiscal agent and process the payment and assist them with the quotes and ordering and then request the reimbursement back. Due to finances crazy schedule, when this one came about, this one actually will come back to the commission for a bar. Able to do the bar for this commission meeting, so you will see it come back along with the PO at that time. We'll have the bar and the PO on the same.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioners, any discussion?
Nope. Glad they got some more money.
Me too. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept the grant agreement as presented.
I second that.
Thank you, Ms. Torres.
Honorable Destiny Mitchell.
Aye.
Honorable Chaz Green.
Aye.
Honorable Ingo Hopner.
Aye.
Honorable Amanda Forsberg.
Aye.
Honorable Rob Heschler.
Aye. Carries unanimously. E5, discussion action, conditional use permit at 1101 Marshall Street. Ms. Alvarez.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners. I'm going to actually summarize E5, 6, and 7
Okay.
because they're all for the same thing, and then you guys can vote individually on them. So in the case of all three of these, residents actually had their storage containers in their yard prior to the city implementing the storage container ordinance. And so due to some anonymous complaints we received about storage containers and they didn't see that they had gone through a conditional use with our P&Z, the code doesn't currently allow for me to make an administrative decision on that. So it does have to go through the full conditional use permit to bring them compliant. All three went to the P&Z board and were presented and they were recommended for approval. Everything seems in order. There's no opponents, no proponents, other than the one person that decided to drive around town and make a lot of complaints. That's the only complaint we've ever received. I was unaware that they were even there.
And maybe that wasn't a complaint. Maybe they just bring it to our attention. You know, maybe
Yes,
some
ma'am.
questions.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I read through each one individually and they all seem to be very similar. And the P&Z asked really good questions on, is there a grandfather clause in there or is that something, and I know you referred them to that they are going to have a workshop and we are going to be going over that. But I think that is very smart to have a grandfather clause, maybe not grandfather, but maybe an administrative where you can look at it. If it's not a problem, if it was there before we put these in, then they shouldn't be subject to that. And then I also really did like that they said conditional use permits not having to come back every year. And I think, I don't know how to do that, but I think some of them that we're like, yes, we never need to see this one again because when we don't care about, like, that's fine, like leave it. Or I know we've had stuff come in front of us that we're like, we're very glad that it is just a year because we want to see it again. And I think that'd be really nice to be able to pick and choose on those things. And I don't know how to do that fairly. I think maybe P&Z can make that call and then it comes to us and we can finalize that. Just, yeah, really good. And I have no problem with them.
Yeah, imagine what, I think that's one of the ordinances we want to try to tackle this year and make some upgrades so that we can address those issues.
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, we've been really working for the past year that I've been on with P&Z to begin to be thoughtful on when situations like this arise, what was in the code, what did it say, what was good, what was bad, and we're trying to work through those to identify those. And in that particular point, I think that we need to be very clear on the three items, the three opportunities that the commission has to change. A variance, what does that mean? Special use, what does that mean? Similar, and then conditional use, which has different meanings. So I think we want to try to clarify that and make sure that happens. And then certainly looking at these, it would be nice to have some way to do an administrative code. The flip side, to be on it, fair though, is you don't want everybody putting them in and then coming back and saying, oh, give me the administrative approval. So there's nuances that have to be considered. And so we'll continue to work through that and try to find the best balance. And I think that with the variance item, you also have a component of what's the position of the commission. Like, does the commission feel open to say, let's look at everything and work with it? Or does the commission say, we're going to follow the rules black and white? And I think that's a decision that you have to have in the code that says on an annual basis, the commission has to, or when it's a new commission, you have to kind of say, this is the way we want to handle it. So a lot of nuances, and we'll continue to work on it, Mayor.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll see something this year.
Commissioner Forster, in answer to the question of the grandfather clause, one of the other items I do is I have the old files from back when we had a building inspector, and I did have a case where somebody came through via complaint, but when I pulled their file, I actually found that they had been approved for it by a past building inspector, and so that one I just feel was necessary to bring because it had been a prior approval.
Yeah.
In all three of these, they actually had great files where they'd gone through for various other things for past building inspector approvals. So I just couldn't find anything that identified the storage container. I don't know what the process was.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of these.
Yeah, you could actually, you could make a good argument that, okay, something's grandfathered and you really don't need to take action, really. But on the other hand, if you clean things up, why not do it?
Yeah. No, and I think,
Yeah.
like you said, I just think I think P&Z asked some really good questions. I mean, some really good points for all three of these. And I like where we're moving forward in those. So, but yeah, if we want to take action, I mean, unless anybody else has.
Any further comments, questions? Well, we'll have to do is take action on these items
Yeah.
one at a time.
I'll make it real quick.
So let's go to item number 5.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit at 1101 Marshall Street.
I will second that.
Honorable Rob
Aye.
Hessler. Honorable Destiny Mitchell.
Aye.
Honorable Chaz Glidden.
Aye.
Honorable Ingo
Aye.
Hauptmann. Honorable Amanda Forster.
Aye.
Carries. Item number 6.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit 1306 Nickel Street.
I'll second that.
Honorable Ingo Hauptmann.
Aye.
Honorable Amanda Forster.
Aye.
Honorable Rob Hessler.
Aye.
Honorable Destiny Mitchell.
Aye.
Honorable Chaz Glidden.
Carries unanimously. Item number 7.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit at 1301 Platinum Street.
Honorable Amanda Forster.
Aye.
Honorable Rob
Oh,
Hessler.
was he gonna try to go? Oh, sorry.
Still for the second.
Oh.
Honorable Rob Hessler.
Aye.
Honorable Chaz Glidden. Honorable Ingo Hauptmann. Honorable Destiny Mitchell.
Aye.
Thank you, Phil. And that one carries unanimously too.
Commissioner Glines, you can jump in and just take it, you know.
Move on to item E8, discussion action, appointment of city representative to serve on the Sierra Vista Hospital Governing Board for a 2-year term. You want me to take that or you want to take that, Mr.?
Well, I'll start just a little bit just to,
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem, members of the commission. 10 days ago, the mayor came in and indicated that we potentially would need to look for another appointment. One of our members that was serving had asked to potentially step down, that they weren't feeling well, they were having some health issues. So we kind of casually strolled through that. And unfortunately, our member, Cookie Johnson, passed away. My condolences to her family and her friends, the mayor, who's very close with her. We think about her family. that's how this item got on the agenda so quick. We had discussed potentially just providing her the time to step away to take care of her health. It just didn't go in the best for her. So at this point, Mayor, I'll let you take it. We have two applicants. I did reach out to a third who was just unable at this time to offer their service, wished us well. So you have two members that we need to fill to serve, one member to serve on it.
Okay, thank you. Yes, and we do have two letters of interest. One from Catherine Elbron. She is a former governing board member. She served on the Finance Committee and the Bylaws Committee, and she's currently working in behavioral health at Olive Tree. She's a great candidate. She's got good history with us and should have some consideration. And the other one is present with us today, Ms. Edna Traeger. She served on the JPC, the Joint Powers Committee, 2019 to 2023. She's also served previously as a mayor and as a counselor. She's a business owner in Elephant Butte. She also serves on as president on the hospital on a hospital board conducting fundraisers for the hospital itself. I don't believe that actually causes any conflict of interest. It's totally separate. Does a wonderful job with Denim and Diamonds and a 5K race that you do. So we think that. So we have two wonderful candidates. I know them both personally. That either one could function very well in this capacity, and open it up to discussion or recommendations.
Yeah, I think both are amazing candidates. I have one that would like to see move forward. I talked to a few community members that are on both boards at the hospital, and they also gave recommendations. And so if anybody else would like to say anything, I can ignore.
I flipped coins.
Okay.
All right. Any further discussion? All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Oh,
Also,
go ahead.
I don't know.
You roll. Go on. Go on with your
Motion, to approve Edna Traeger to hold the 2-year position for the governing board of the hospital.
Second that. A motion and a second.
Honorable trustee,
Aye.
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 honorable member Forrest, honorable Ron.
All right. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Ms. Traeger.
And you have to stay here for the rest of our meeting. I'm just kidding. No, good. We'll see you. Thank you. Not yet.
E9. One more item, E9, discussion on the scheduling of regular meetings. I guess that's me. So 6 months ago, we said we would try the present scenario for our meetings, which are 2 meetings a month, one at 9 o'clock in the morning, one at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We thought we'd try that for 6 months, see how it worked out. It's been 6 months, and our discussion now is that, are we happy with the way it is? Do we want to make any changes? Do we want to go back to 9 o'clock meetings? Do we like it the way it is? Do we want to make a slight change to 3 o'clock in the afternoons? I'm very flexible. I'll do anything that the majority of us want to do. So with that, I'll open it up for discussion and suggestion.
I would like to say that I woke up at 6 and did shower and breakfast and drove all the way down here this morning at 8:30 to be ready for the commission.
You're with them.
But so for me, it's just a consistency thing. Like if I know it's every morning or every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, I have it on my calendar, I block the day, and then all of a sudden so it's like, oh crap, we had plans on Wednesday nights. Normally we're gonna have to change that if we're gonna keep this, but cooking keto food, but with his parents. He's not keto, but anyways, so we can figure something out. I prefer it to be at 9 o'clock in the morning both times, but I'm willing to do the 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever.
And I'm gonna very much appreciate the 3 o'clock. I know my schedule changed drastically from when I came on here, I don't know, 6 years ago or however long I've been here. But I would love a meeting in the afternoon at 1. And I can go at 3 to give us a little bit more flexibility. But if they're both at 9, it's gonna be tough. So
All right. So I hear 2 different scenarios. Mr. Hebner, what do you think?
For me, is it here, I'm fine with the evening one, because here I want to give here the public here the possibility to show up But here's a main idea when I suggested to go to evenings was more that when it comes to public hearing and for presentations, that everything what is accepting a grant agreement, all that we do all that in the morning, and everything what is presentation, we do that in the evening with public comment, and what we need to do with certain where we have to do the 5 minutes of public comment, that we have that in the evenings. And when there's not many presentations, it is then for us, we start at 4 and we are done at 5. But to have here, that's why nobody from the public is showing up.
Because there's no public stuff to comment on.
There's
And
no
there's no
public
public
comment. So I would say that when we would try out to pretty much say, okay, in the morning, when we do our regular business with consent calendar and all that, we leave the public comment out, but then in the evening, when people who are working have a chance to come and join the meeting, that everything where we need public input or want public input, that we put those items then on the evening schedule and really just doing that. And this way, I understand that I mean, it's when it comes to the department heads. We don't want to hear it's 4, it's just to give, no, they do that in the morning. That presentations, what's going on, and people who are interested, they can hear it on YouTube. We visit
And our
it
public
later.
hearings, anything you want that in the evening, our public has more access to come.
Exactly.
Mr. Grimes?
No, it's just-
Well, I heard 3 p.m. versus 4 p.m. on the second meeting for the afternoon. We were thinking about moving it an hour up from 4 o'clock. It's fine.
I don't know.
And I'm fine with either or.
Yeah, I'm okay with
It gives my people the chance to come.
PM does it because now it's 5:30. We're wrapping up our meeting.
Yeah.
Now.
And people
So
are just.
so here's the thought. If we kept it at 4 o'clock, here's what happens. We get the business taken care of. And it's usually 5 or 5:15. Then we're into the evening. If we have a public meeting, it rolls right into the time when the public can join us if they get off work and they want to join us. If we do it at 3 o'clock, we may get done early. And then we'd have to figure out a way to stay late if we want to have the public involved. So my recommendation would be to keep it the same.
I'm fine with that.
Just so that
I
we
was
could,
budging it, that if you guys wanted to take it away from me, I was gonna just at least give it to 3, but I'm good to stay at 4.
My recommendation then would be to stay at 4 o'clock, just so that we could have that time with the public in the evening if the public wanted to have that. So that I would recommend we kind of stay the same. I don't have a problem changing the public comment to that day as well. We can split it a little bit and do that on the evening, have public comment on the evening discussion. But then do we move it around on the agenda so that we're after 5 o'clock?
Exactly. That is what I thought, that we really say that we can do the business we need to do from 4 to 5, and then so pretty much at 5 thing.
So we've had them at 9 for how many years? And this is my thought. When I had suggested 4, if there's something that somebody really wanted to be here, they would be here at 9 or to talk, or they can take off out flex hour or whatever and be here at 4. So I mean, I like the idea of adding public comment back onto our evening meeting. And I understand that not all the time, we can't always do our public hearings at the second meeting because we need to get it done at the first. And so I maybe not setting stipulations on what that needs to look like. Let's just have a 9 o'clock meeting, a 4 o'clock meeting. If people want to be here, they'll be here. They would have been, if they would have been here at 9 o'clock if they had something important to talk about. And if we can have our public hearings in the afternoon, so maybe we get more, so be it. If it has to be at the 9 o'clock meeting, let it be at the 9 o'clock meeting.
So just for the record, I've been with the commission long enough to enjoy 6 o'clock meetings in the evening. And we had no more participation than we did any other time.
Right.
And then.
When people want to be here to talk, they're gonna be here.
That's right. And so I don't think that really makes a difference, right? I know it's a nice thought and I got it, but there really wasn't any more participation. And right, when people wanted to show up and they had a thing that they want to tell us, they showed up in the mornings and here. So I kind of like it the way it is with that being said. So
Yeah, and I would kind of go to his recommendation, though. Let's add public comment back onto the evening meeting.
Okay.
in
Until
case.
just at the end.
I would still
So,
keep it at the beginning
So-
because I want to hear what they say before we make any action throughout the meeting.
And a lot of, oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I think you should.
And they do like to have their comments made before you guys do certain items. too. You guys, since you're not changing anything, your motion would just be to leave everything the same. Public comment, you don't have to do a motion on that. That could just be noted and we can just add it to the agenda.
I definitely want to keep staff comments and commission comments probably a little lower back in the evening. But they're still, if they want anything, we still are allowed to talk about it.
What do you think, Mr. Whitehead?
Well, appreciate that. I think the dialogue's good to hear you. So again, the vision when we started that was really to have that first meeting at 9 o'clock. It's going to let you know it's going to be a long meeting. We can work hard to make sure that public hearings for the animal ordinance or the zoning ordinance and those things fill that agenda. The second meeting was really intended to pick up any items that came in for the last part of the month that needed to be dealt with. You know, what's the last bit of business that the city had to deal with. I also think there's a misunderstanding of public comment. Take, for example, the public comment we had last month on the item for supporting law enforcement. Every one of those individuals that spoke had the ability to speak during the item. And I think that there's a kind of a misconception that if public comment's not there, the public can't speak. The body has the ability to say, we're going to take public comment on this particular issue, and you could hear those public comments specific to that item. If I look back at the agenda, there's only been one particular issue. Ms. Daughtery brought an item that wasn't on the agenda. It was of a national concern to her, and therefore she wanted the opportunity to address you to bring a new item. So, you know, you guys also, like, we can get tighter, but you also have the ability to say every item on here the public can speak and let you know what they think. So they could have done that in public comment, or they could have done it within. So, but I think the compromise is nice. I think we could do it. Definitely add public comment. And this year we are going to host more public meetings at 5:30. We have the T&D study. We need to do a presentation. I need to get that scheduled. We have the wastewater water rate study. We need to get that scheduled. If we do planning and zoning, Tracy and I have talked about a lot of things throughout the city. You know, an example, the armory, it sits there unused. You know, we need to do things like that where we could have public hearings and hear from the public. What should we do with these things? So I think, you know, fitting into the 4 o'clock time and then going into a nice public meeting where we get more feedback on items of future growth is as important when you think about public comment versus really what's on the agenda to do the business today. So just you know, that's the workaround compromise, but certainly adding public comment doesn't affect us one way.
I think it's just a good thing to put on there in case anybody would like to speak during that
Yeah.
time.
agree here with future planning and things. So this way we don't have to jump through hoops and be careful when we all four are showing up. Showing up that is, we are here already. So
Okay, good.
So I think what we're going to do is just give you the flexibility and
Yeah.
schedule the way we need to. And do that on our agenda reviews and keep the times at the same time. Okay.
That was a motion and I second.
Okay. Honorable Ingo Hopner, Honorable Amanda Forrester.
Aye.
Honorable Ralph Epstein.
Aye.
Honorable Chad Stein. Honorable Justin.
Nay. It doesn't matter.
I'm going
Really?
to knock you out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right?
No, but
Ingo did it, I want to do it too. It doesn't.
Listen, we can argue and at the end, we have to go in and all agree. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I just wanted to sit.
With our regular agenda, and now we move, I'd like to have a motion to move into executive session. And the executive session consists of item number 1, threatened and pending litigation, Sean Barnes pursuant to 10-15-1H7. Item 2, threatened and pending litigation, Rachel Higgins pursuant to 10-15-1H7.
Yes.
And three, threatened and pending litigation, Tony Harper pursuant to 10-15-1H7. Do I have a motion to go into his?
Make it a motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Nice second. Okay,
Honorable Frankenstein. Honorable Angel Hautner. Honorable Amanda Forster.
Aye.
Honorable Ross Hathaway.
Aye.
Honorable Destiny Metcalf.
We are now, we'll go to executive session in 5 minutes. Now we got to clear the